Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to this video. In today's video, we're going to learn about basic concepts in R programming language. So here is my first example. We're going to learn how to declare and use variables in R. So first of all, we need to be familiar with the assignment operator. So this is the assignment operator, which is this one. So when I want to assign a number to a variable, I use the assignment operator as you see it here. Okay. So this line of code means that x gets the value 10, or we can say number 10 is assigned to the variable x. So this is basically how we can assign a number to a variable in R. Then in the next line, we are having the assignment of number 5 to a variable y. So y equals 5 or y gets 5. So this is how we are assigning number 5 to a variable called y. Then in the next line, we are adding x and y and storing it in a variable called z. So x is 10, y is 5, so we are adding them together. So 10 plus 5, it will be 15, and 15 is assigned to a variable called z. And finally, in the output, we are printing the value of the variable z using the print function. So we use the print function, and in parentheses we write down the name of the variable we would like to be printed. So when I run this code, this is why I see number 15 in the output, because 15 is the output of x plus y, which was initially assigned to a variable z. But if I want to have something more than this, so I could have a variable, for example, x1, and number 12 is assigned to it. I can have the variable x2 and number, for example, 8 is assigned to it, and I have a variable called x3 and x1 minus x2 is assigned to it. And finally, I would like to print the variable x3 in the output. So when I run this code, I see that there is a mistake here. Sorry. So yeah, the assignment operator was not written correctly. So I run the code one more time and I see number 4 in the output. This number 4 comes from the fact that number 12 is assigned to a variable x1 and number 8 is assigned to a variable x2, and we are having x1 minus x2, meaning that 12 minus 8, which is number 4, is assigned to variable x3. And then we are printing the variable x3 in the output, which is this number 4 in the output. So basically, this is how we can have the declaration and using variables in R. Thanks for watching. Hello everybody and welcome to this video. In today's video, we're going to discuss logical variables and Boolean values. Okay. So true and false are the two Boolean values in R that we have. So for example, in order to have a logical variable, we need to assign a Boolean value to it. Okay. So for example, here I am assigning the true Boolean value to a variable which is a logical variable called logical underscore var1. Okay, we can have it to be x, for example, for the sake of simplicity. Let me revise this one also, this one y, and this one y. Okay, so the true Boolean value is being assigned to a variable called x using the assignment operator. Also, the false value is being assigned to y variable, which is y logical variable, using the assignment operator. Okay, and then we try to print x and y. So when we run the code, first of all, we see true in the output, and then we see false in the output, which are representing the values for x and y. So x and y, they are logical variables that they have actually the Boolean values true and false that we assigned here. Thanks for watching. Hello everybody and welcome to this video. In today's video, we are going to talk about basic math operations in R programming language. So I need to first have two variables that I call them A and B. Two numbers are assigned to them, 8 and 3. So number 8 is assigned to variable A using the assignment operator, and number 3 is assigned to variable B using also the assignment operator. So A gets 8 and B gets 3. Now I would like to calculate their sum, subtraction, multiplication, division, and exponentiation, for example, a to the power of b, and to find the remainder of their division. In order to find the addition of these two variables, I have a plus b on the right hand side. Then I have the assignment operator, which is being assigned to a variable called sum. And when I print the sum here in the output using the print function, I see number 11 is being printed in the output. So 8 plus 3, it is 11. 8 plus 3 is 11, is assigned to a variable that is named sum. And then here we are printing that variable, which is here 11, okay? Then we are having the subtraction, which is a minus b on the right hand side, and the result of this is assigned to a variable called difference. It can be y, it can be x. The name, there is no important, the name is not important so we can put whatever we want. So I just put difference because it makes more sense. So a minus b, which is 8 minus 3, is assigned to a variable called difference, and the result will be 5. So when I print the difference function, number 5 is being shown in the output. Then I have the multiplication. So a multiplied by b is assigned to a variable called product. And here I use the print function to print product. So 8 multiplied by 3, it will be 24, and we see it here in the output. Then in order to divide them, so a divided by b, meaning that 8 divided by 3, so it is on the right hand side and it is assigned to a variable called division on the left hand side. So I use the print function to print the division, and we see that this is the output and of the 8 divided by 3. Then I have the a to the power of b, meaning that 8 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 8. Okay, so when we are having 8 to the power of 3, it means that we are having 8 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 8, which is number 512. So this is assigned to a variable called power, and we are here printing power in the output, and the number in the output is 512. And finally, we are having the modulo operator. So we want to find the remainder of a variable divided by another variable. If I want to know actually the remainder of a when it is divided by b, I use the modulo operator, which is this one, okay? So the percentage sign 2 times is being there. So a modulos operator, and then b is going to be assigned to a variable called modulus, okay, and we are printing modulus in the output. So the remainder of a divided by b is number 2 that we are having it here in the output. So basic math operations we learned in this video, how to have the declaration of two variables a and b. So two numbers are assigned to a and b. We learned about basic math operations, namely addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, exponentiation, and finding the remainder using the modulus operator. And then we learned how to print them in the output. Thanks for watching. Hello everybody and welcome to this video. In today's video, we're going to discuss different variable types in R. So we are having the string variable, we are having numeric variables like integers, we are having double or float variables, and also we are having Boolean variables. So let's start with the string variable. In order to declare a string variable, we are going to use quotes, and inside quotes we are going to write whatever we want to be as our string. It can be a name, it can be a phrase, it can be a sentence, whatever. So on the right side we write down the string in quotes, then we use the assign variable to assign that string to a variable, and on the left side is the name of our variable. So for example, I call this variable name. It can be x, it can be y, it can be whatever that we choose for it to be, in fact. So this is basically what we choose is going to be our variable. So this is the first string that I have here. I can have the name of the string, which is my string, for example, and I use the assignment operator, and then on the right side I write down Reza Shahin, for example, from our programming language course. Okay, so this is the string that I would like to be assigned to a variable called my string. Okay, so this is how we can have a string variable, we can declare it. Then here I'm having an integer variable called age, and number 25 is assigned to it. So here number 25 is assigned to a variable called age using the assignment operator. Or I can have another variable as well here. So I can have, for example, my age, the assignment operator, and on the right hand side I write down 34, for example, or whatever. It can be x, and then I write down 21. So number 21 is assigned to a variable called x. Then we can have double or float numbers also being assigned. So for example, here you see that 1.68 is assigned to a variable called height. Or I can have my number, then I assign 3.14, or my, for example, I can have x2 here, and I assign a number 6.51, for example, to it. So on the right hand side I write down the number, on the left hand side I write down the name of my variable. Then I have the Boolean variables, or let's say logical variables. These Boolean variables are going to be either true or false, depending on what we are going to assign to them. So they are either true or false. These are the only options that they have. So here on the right side, I assign the true Boolean variable to the variable name is student. So is prof, for example, can be the second Boolean variable and it is false. Okay, So this is another Boolean variable. So either true or false. On the right side, on the left side, we write down the name of the variable that we want. So if I want to print them here, I use the print function and then I write down the name of the variable. So name can be there. This is the name of my first variable. Or we can have my string, we can have age, my age, x, height, my number, etc. until the end. So whatever we want to be printed, we write down inside the parentheses. So when we run the code, we are printing first the name variable, which is Alice. So Alice here was assigned to a variable called name. And then we are having it in the output. Then we are printing the age, we are printing the height, which was 1.68, and finally we are printing is the student variable, which was having the true Boolean variable value, so true is being printed in the output. So instead of name, if I add, for example, not instead, let's say I would add another print here and my string is being printed. So if I run this code, you will see that this string is also being printed, Reza Shahin from our programming language course. So I was printing it in the output using the print function, and my string is this variable which was having this string being assigned to it. Okay, so in this video we learned about different variable types. We learned more specifically about strings, integers, doubles, and floats, and we learned about Boolean variables. Thanks for watching. Hello everybody and welcome to this video. In today's video, we're going to learn about logical comparison in our programming language. So here, first of all, we are having two variables called a and b. So number 10 is assigned to variable a, number 5 is assigned to variable b here. Now we would like to have a logical comparison. So first of all, we would like to have the comparison of a and b. More specifically, we would like to check if a is greater than b or not. So if this statement is true, meaning that a is indeed greater than b, the Boolean variable true, which is this one, is assigned to the variable on the left hand side comparison one. Okay, so this is the assignment operator and this is the logical comparison. So a is greater than b, which means that 10 is greater than 5. Is it true? Yes. Therefore true is assigned to comparison of one variable. So when we print comparison one variable, we see that true is being shown here in the output. Then we are having another logical comparison. So we would like to check to see if a equals b. In order to check equality in our programming language, we need to have two equal signs to make sure that we are checking the equality. Okay, in order to make sure that you're comparing the equality in R, just remember that you need to have two equal signs. Okay, so here I check to see if a equals b, meaning that 10 equals 5. Is it true? No, it's not true. So it's false. So this is false. Therefore false is assigned using the assignment operator to a variable called comparison2. And when I print comparison2, I see false here in the output. And finally, we are having the not equal sign. In order to check not equality, we need to have these two signs, okay? Exclamation mark and the equality sign. So here I'm telling that 10 is not equal to 5. Is it true? Yes, it is true. Therefore, true is assigned to comparison3 variable, and here we are printing this variable, and we see that true is being shown here in the output. Therefore, we see that here in this video we learned how to declare two variables, how to have the logical comparison and how to print their output. But if I change these variables, so now A equals 10 and B equals 50. So if I run the code one more time, this time the results are different. So here we are saying A is greater than B, meaning that 10 is greater than 50. Is it true? No, it's not. Therefore, false is assigned to comparison 1. And when we print comparison 1, we see that false is being shown here in the output. A equals B. Is it true? No, 50 is not equal to 10. So false again is assigned to comparison 2 variable, and comparison 2 variable is being shown in the output as false. And finally, we are checking to see A is not equal to B. Is it true? Yes, because 10 is not equal to 50. So true is assigned to comparison 3 variable, and you see that when we print comparison 3, we see true in the output. Thanks for watching.